let's take a look at how artificial intelligence can perform an R&D tax credit claim technical interview. So let's break that down. So traditionally, a technical interview is conducted by either internal teams or third-party teams with the objective to capture the information to prepare an R&D tax credit claim for the company. And this is typically done through either internal teams or through third-party consultants. And the objective of the technical interview is twofold. First is to define eligible projects, and this is based on the country's code that defines those eligible activity, but we'll see that in many countries those activities are the same, that operate under an R&D tax credit recovery program. The second point is to represent the work activities. So those are the two main objectives. So to define an eligible project, and once a project is defined, is to capture the work activities as the project is progressing. And let's look at the first part. So what constitutes an eligible project? There are a few critical criteria that really overlap through many of the OECD countries that offer a tax credit program to their trade. The first is defining a technical or technological uncertainty. And that means that in some projects, the team must be confronted with some form of technical uncertainty or technological uncertainty, and that must lead to a technological advancement or some form of improvement related to a product or process, which must be done in a field of science. And as a final criteria, important criteria, is that they must have some form of evidence of work, capturing the project as it's progressing, producing the critical support documents necessary to substantiate claims. Those, in large part, are the main criteria and objective of those conducting technical interviews for R&D tax credit claims. Let's take a look at the work activity. So once a project is defined and the project's moving along, the objective of technical interviews typically is to capture and to understand the work as it's progressing. So the ideas or the hypotheses are created that are used to attempt to resolve the technological uncertainty that leads the company to a breakthrough or a technological advancement, raising their understanding of knowledge within the industry or trade. And as the ideas and concepts are worked on, the teams are identified, the expenses are captured in the form of employees, subcontractors, or materials, and they capture the information related to the concepts that are worked, the trials, and the tests that are being conducted in an attempt to resolve the technical uncertainties that the companies are being faced in one particular project. So historically, this is done manually. And this is done through, when I say manually, we're talking about traditional phone, email, face-to-face visits, and really it's discussions about the project as it's ongoing and perhaps at the end of the fiscal year to capture the information. And that's really how it's done, either through an internal team, an R&D manager, or technical personnel, or in many cases, it's an R&D third-party consultant that's organizing and tracking the technical interview. And then everything is recapped through meetings and typed out emails and meeting notes. So the history has been to conduct the technical interview, which is an important part of the R&D tax credit claim and represents a large portion of the work. So this is done manually historically. So let's step into the future and let's take a look at how artificial intelligence now is going to perform the same task. So the AI, for example, will send out a communication either by phone or by email, and will converse with the technical team based on the programming requirements and the scheduling requirements. And let's take a look at how it would do that. So let's do a demonstration right now. So I'm going to now receive a call from an AI system right here. And we see here I have a call coming in, and I'm showing the demonstration on an iPhone, but on any device, including a web browser, it can be performed. And I will go ahead and answer the call.
Hello, Laurence. How are you today?
So I have the AI system. In our case, our system is called SHAIN. He's reaching out to the technical personnel, and he has an objective and a mission. And I'm going to talk to him like I talk to a regular person. I'm fine, SHAIN, and how are you?
I am all good, thanks. Can we have a quick chat now? I would like to update your records for you. Estimated time equals 10 minutes.
So he already knows what he's after. He already knows my schedule. He knows how the R&D projects are progressing. And I'm going to talk to him, and I'm going to say, yeah, sure, let's do it.
is where we are now for the current fiscal year. Based on your R&D forecast, we are forecasted for 50 annual records, and we are currently at 55, trending at 110. For employee hours, we are forecasted for 5,000 employee hours, and we are currently at 4,919 hours, trending at 98.38.
So here he's giving me a recap of the entire year status. So I don't have to open up spreadsheets. I don't have to call anybody. I can ask him specifically where we're standing, and he's going to be able to respond and tell me exactly where we are. And I'm going to say, let's continue here.
Here is a list of research areas we are currently tracking. Which one would you like to update based on any recent work?
So he already knows all the projects that we're working on, and I'm going to pick one over here. So one of the projects here.
Okay, let's update research area 5.
So here we're going to run into now an update on the project research area 5. He's going to give me information about it.
Project recap. In this project, we are developing an internal gasket redesign for a mechanical coupling system that will enable operational joining of steel pipes in non-expansible hydrocarbon fluid lines. Project challenge. We are confronted with low adherence phenolic substrate and curved surface geometry constraints, and trying to resolve surface delamination and failed adherence.
So here he's understanding the project records, and he's able to answer a lot of questions, and also, of course, to complete his objective, which is to capture the information that I'm working on right now. And here I will say, I can ask him questions like, can you explain the technological uncertainty in this project?
Okay, sure, Laurence. Would you like me to explain the technological uncertainties the company is facing?
Actually, can you explain the technological advancement?
Okay, sure, Laurence. Would you like me to explain the technological advancement the company is pursuing?
So here the system can read the work records. He can relate to the tax code of the country it's operating in, and he can explain specifically what the technological uncertainty or technological advancement or innovation or R&D work that the company is working on. He could also go further deeper, such as, can we update project timesheets?
Okay, let's update your project timesheets now.
So he could be programmed with a specific mission and to be able to manage an entire R&D project and claim process. And this allows companies to step into the future. And we can ask him, for example, to read all the records and then write a technical report. And I'm going to ask him right now to do that. Can you write a technical report?
Okay, sure. Do you want to write a report? Estimated time equals 3 seconds.
So if there's 1 project, 10 projects, 20 projects, he will read the entire support documents and he will draft a technical project according to the tax code of the countries he's operating in. So let's take a look at what that implies and how the transformation is quite significant for an industry that hasn't really changed in many years. The biggest impact is its capability to scale. So we're talking about 1 project, 10 projects, 20 projects, 1 company, 10 companies, 100 companies. Shane can execute the conversation simultaneously with hundreds or thousands of projects at the same time and produce the content instantly. So this is quite transformative because teams don't have to expand and train to be able to do this really paper bureaucratic work that now is completely automatable by an AI system. And as you can see, after he conducts his technical interview, he's already written his technical report, and he's already captured all the contemporaneous or nexus support documents. So that gives you a very quick snapshot as to how AI systems can write technical reports and complete R&D tax credit claims.